I love my kids. With every heartbeat, every tired breath, every whisper of hope that still lives inside me. I love them. But if I'm being honest, I don't love being a mom every day. Some days I feel like I'm drowning in responsibility. Smiling on the outside while silently begging for 5 minutes alone. Not to scroll, not to work, just to be. And I used to be someone before the laundry, before the tantrums, before the endless, invisible weight that comes with loving tiny humans more than you love yourself. The silent grief of who I was. I remember who I used to be. She was wild. She dreamed in colour. She wore lipstick on weekdays and danced in the kitchen when no one was watching. That girl. She laughed louder, slept deeper, thought clearer. Now, she still exists, but in faded echoes. In the corner of my mind where creativity once bloomed freely. Motherhood has a way of making you forget the woman who once stood tall before stretch marks and sleepless nights. And that's a kind of grief no one warns you about. You don't just give birth to a child, you begin the slow, aching rebirth of yourself. The days that break you. Some days, I wake up to crying before I've even opened my eyes. And from that moment on, I am needed. Mama, Mommy, where's my socks? I spilled the milk. I don't like this cereal. Can you come wipe me? By 9 a.m, I've answered 47 questions, refereed 3 fights, and reheated my tea twice. I've said just a minute more than I can count, and yet I never seem to get a minute for myself. And when I finally do, guilt sits beside me like an old friend. Because shouldn't I be enjoying this? Isn't this the life I prayed for? The loneliness so one talks about. Here's a secret. Motherhood is the loneliest crowd you'll ever be in, surrounded by noise, yet unseen, always giving, rarely receiving. People check in on the baby, rarely on the mother. You carry so much, yet it's the quiet pain, the invisible emotional weight that tires you the most. The decision fatigue, the constant second-guessing, the mental load that never shuts off, not even when you sleep. They told me motherhood would be beautiful. They didn't say it would be isolating. I'm not ungrateful. I'm just tired. Let me be clear. I'm not ungrateful. I know how precious this life is. I know not everyone gets to hear mama screamed 100 times a day. But gratitude and exhaustion can live in the same body. Joy and rage can sit side by side. Love and longing can share the same breath. I'm not failing, I'm just tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of hiding the parts of me that don't align with the perfect mom image. Tired of shaming myself for not loving every moment. Because no one loves every moment. The things I miss silence. Not the quiet that comes after bedtime. The kind that fills your soul. The silence of having no one else to tend to. I miss being spontaneous, walking out the door with just my keys, sleeping in on Saturdays, reading a book uninterrupted, dreaming without guilt. I miss conversations that aren't cut off by crying, phone calls that last more than 2 minutes. I miss me. And I know it's okay to miss those things. Missing the past doesn't mean you regret the present. It just means you remember a version of yourself that still matters. What they don't tell you. They don't tell you that motherhood isn't just a role. It's a constant becoming, a slow shedding of layers, a redefinition of self. You'll lose friends. You'll lose time. Sometimes you'll lose your own reflection. They don't tell you that some days you'll look in the mirror and barely recognize the woman staring back. She's still you. Just hidden beneath fatigue, worry, and the deep need to be everything to everyone. They don't tell you that being needed so much can make you forget how to need yourself. Slowly, becoming me again. But here's what I'm learning. You don't have to disappear to be a good mother. You don't have to give all of you away to prove your love. The kids don't need a perfect mom. They need a present one. A mother who's real. Who laughs sometimes, who cries sometimes, who says I'm tired and means it. And still shows up anyway. So slowly, I'm coming back to me, through writing, through journaling, through sitting in the sun for 5 quiet minutes and remembering, I'm still in here. I love my kids with every fibre of my being. But I don't love being a mom every day. And that's okay. That doesn't make me broken. It makes me honest. And if you're watching this, nodding with tears in your eyes, wondering if you're alone, you're not. You're seen, you're heard, and you are still you, even here, even now. This is motherhood, yes, but it's also womanhood and healing and rediscovery. And if no one has told you lately, you're doing better than you think. So breathe, take up space, and come back to yourself slowly. We're allowed to love them fiercely and still long for the woman we once were. This is Echoes of Motherhood, and this is your gentle reminder. You matter too.